was on the E.L.F website the other day and I saw a bunch of things that I haven't tried or that just looked interesting, so I figured let's just do a full face of E.L.F. Okay, so as usual, I went off camera and I did one eye, and I can already tell you I'm very disappointed in this eyeshadow. So to start off, let me go ahead and start off with my E.L.F eye primer. This is my favorite eye primer. I haven't been using it on the channel as much just because apparently you can no longer get it, and that is a bummer because I really do like it. It has kept my eyeshadow on all day long, no creasing, and I just really like the way that it is, for especially for the money. It's not expensive at all. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch some of these colors for you because they swatch great. It's a very soft, as the product is called, it's very velvety, I guess you would say. So it's got a nice soft quality to it. I'm gonna do it on the inner. So here's this beautiful greenish gold. Here is the maroon shade. Like, that's beautiful. Here is a chocolatey brown. Here is the peach. So they look very pigmented, but apparently that's only when you're using your fingers, because I had a hard time picking the colors up using a brush. So I'm starting off with this shade right here. It's a lightish taupe brown, and I was putting that all over the crease. And as you can tell, it's just barely going on. So then I went into the next dark brown, or the dark brown right here, and I put that all over the lid. I try to deepen it up using my fingers, so I'll do that now. I mean, it's so soft in here. Let me see. I have to like push to get it on my finger, and it is so soft. I feel like I'm gonna just like depot it. When I tried to use a brush for this greenish gold and even tried to like get it all over my fingers, you can see it's barely even picking up on the brush. So you just get a light wash of a shade. So then I tried to use my finger and, you know, get all in there, but it wouldn't get everywhere. It's very patchy. So I just skipped it. I'm going to still try and do it on the bottom lashes in hopes I can have a little bit of color, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Then I tried using a little bit of the silver as my brow bone highlight, and it's literally just flakes. So maybe I should try that on the eyelid. I hope I don't mess this up. It just gives a little shimmer. It's kind of like a topper. Let me try it on the other. I'm probably gonna, I hope I don't mess this up on my other eye. Like, I could easily just take out this entire eyeshadow in the pot with just my finger, just a light dig, because it is so incredibly soft. I can't stress that enough. It's so soft. It's just mushy, and it almost feels wet. I'm not a fan at all of this eyeshadow. Not even close. To me, it's one of the worst ones I think I've ever used. I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara. I'm just gonna use the E.L.F. Big Mood. It's definitely one of my favorite mascaras now. I keep this in my makeup bag. And we're actually planning a trip for Florida here soon, and this one's going with me. I forgot to hit record, but I went ahead and put on this E.L.F. primer, and my face is quite sticky. So I'm hoping this works very well because it was all over TikTok and it just had great reviews. I got the oil-free medium coverage E.L.F. Flawless Satin Foundation, and I got it in the color Bisque. I actually color matched online, so I'm hoping I did well again. It says it has natural undertones, and that is more so what I go for. I grabbed a brush and a sponge. I think I'm actually going to go with a sponge because that's usually how I like to apply foundation. I find the brush leaves too many strokes, I'm just not a big brush person when it comes to foundation. So let's see how this color goes. Kind of has a weird smell to it. That was one pump. It definitely helped to even out my complexion. It almost has like Play-Doh or crayon smell to it. Hopefully you know that smell so you can relate to it. It is a really pretty coverage. So here's with foundation, without. It really helped to even out my skin tone. It took away all the redness. It covered up my under eyes pretty well. Not completely. I still need to cover it up, but that's pretty nice. I like the finish. I don't like the smell of it, but I'm hoping that with a little bit of time, the smell goes away as you wear it. I want to say I don't smell it right now, but I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. I feel like I can smell it still. The next thing I have is, of course, concealer, and I have the E.L.F. Camo. I'm just going to apply a little bit in a couple spots, and I am going to let that just sit for a second just because I like it to get a little tacky so that when it blends, it's almost more full coverage than what it would be if you just blend it out now. So while that is just hanging out, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the bronzer that I use as contour. And as you can tell, I've already hit pan. I am running low on this. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I really do enjoy this contour. I think it is beautiful and adds just the dimension that I need, especially in the summertime. I think that it is a great summer contour. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending out the concealer. I feel like now it is just the right consistency so that I get the coverage that I want. Once I blend that out, I still like to use my sponge and just make sure everything is completely blended in and there are no harsh lines. If you had told me like at the beginning of the summer that I would like powders on top of creams, I would have told you were crazy. But here I am, enjoying putting down my creams first and then my powders. So this is just the normal bronzer shade that I use. I'm telling you, their formulas for cream products are amazing. I thought I was close to hitting pan, but I'm really not. It's surprising how fast I went through the contour one though when I use them the same amount. So I find that interesting. I don't know why I went through the contour more. I should have gone through the bronzer more in my opinion. For blush, again, we're gonna stick with the putty. And I believe this is Turks and Caicos. Yep, Turks and Caicos. It's such a pretty pinkish coral. And again, this is not a color I would have been drawn to, but it is so pretty. I could leave my makeup like this, obviously just more blended, without doing powders, but with this summer heat, I feel like I really need the powders lately to just lock everything in. I have this contour palette, but then I also have a finishing powder. I'm iffy on how I want to go about this. I think I'm going to use obviously some of the darker shades for the contour and bronzer. For my under eyes, that's what I'm kind of debating on. I think I'm still going to use this sheer tint finishing powder. It's in Fair Light, and I'm going to use this as my under eye. I tap into it and then I also tap into my hand just to get anything excess off. I did check my eyes before to make sure I didn't have any creasing. When I set my face, I don't really cake it on. My under eyes is really the only spot that I put a lot more on than I would say than the rest of the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use a light brush and just do a couple more spots. I do my jawline area, around my mouth, and then just the center of my forehead and nose. I'm already not too big of a fan of this powder. I'm gonna zoom in. Look at all the creasing on my under eyes, and I made sure I had no creasing, and it just looks pretty dry. I'm hoping I can fix this up a little bit using some hydrating mist. I'm gonna use a smaller brush, and I think I'm gonna go more into this darker shade and just kind of go into where I contoured. It definitely has more of a reddish tint. Don't care for that, so let me see if I can blend that out with the lighter shade, which is this one right here. Is it me or did that just get really red? I'm not in love with this right now, but maybe we'll just keep going. I am going to still use this blush shade that is in this palette. I thought I had another blush for E.L.F, but I am not finding it here, so I'll just use this peachy one. I like the mist itself and the smell. I use a lot. I feel like I am on vacation using this. I just think that it is a lovely coconut smell, and like I should have a pina colada in my hand. I really just do not like this eyeshadow palette. I tried the greenish gold. It did nothing, so I'm just gonna put this dark brown on my bottom lash line and just call it a day. Like, even this is not really blending. It doesn't want to do anything. So I don't like it. I do not recommend. It's a big no for me. I do think that the foundation is a hit so far. I think that it is a beautiful coverage, and I like the way that it's looking. It doesn't seem to be caking up. It doesn't seem to be like pilling or not reacting well to all the other products that I'm using. So it's a win for me. I also think that this powder is better for the rest of the face and not for the under eyes. So that's a me problem. I would not fault that product. I would definitely continue to use it. I don't like these colors for me. I feel like it pulls too red. So for me, it's a no. If you don't have, I would say, my complexion, I think that it may work for you. It's just not for my skin tone. All right, I have the jelly highlighter, and I am absolutely terrified of this. It just a little dip, and I just picked up so much. Oh my gosh. You know, I think this mixed with like a primer, put it all over it, could add a nice little glow to your skin. So I'm gonna try this. I'm so scared because it'll probably pick up the powder. Ooh, or not. Did we just have a win? I am tapping it off on my hand just because it's a lot. Okay, I did not think I was gonna like that jelly cloud highlighter, but I am in love. I am in love. I may actually keep that out at all times. That's how much I like it. I do have Soap Brows by E.L.F. I am so scared of this because I do not have luscious looking brows. They are quite bare. And I could not find a lash pen, which I was hoping I could find just to add like little flicks. So I'm going to have to see what I have. It's not going to be E.L.F. All right, so to use this soap brow, I have to wet a spoolie. It does say to bend the spoolie. So I'm going to dampen my brush and then just run it through the brow soap. That is quite soapy. So, and then it just says to brush up into the desired shape. I don't feel like this brow trend is for me. I just don't. But I'm gonna still try a brow pen. I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm playing with the Milani Weekend Brow, and I'm just gonna add some hair-like strokes on top of the brow wax. Let me know what you think. I don't think I'm a fan of this trend on me. I've seen some women where it looks beautiful on them. I do like this Milani Weekend Brow Pen. I think it would be great for sparse areas with just like a brow gel. So I am going to keep this, and I'm going to try this with like the Brow Wow or the Kosas Brow Gel. I think that this will definitely come in handy. Let me know down below if you do enjoy the soap brow trend. And I mean, it's not going to hurt my feelings because as of right now, I don't feel like I am on board with this trend for myself. But, you know, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. I have a lipstick, and I also have some lip. It says, oh, this is a tinted lip oil, and then this is a lip plumping gloss. So I didn't grab a lip liner, which I'm surprised. This is in the color Seriously Satin. It's more of a peachy nude. Not what I was intending for this lip look, but let's see what it looks like. It is a very hydrating, creamy lip. I'm amazed. I don't like the component. I think the component is very cheap looking, but the lipstick itself, I like this. It is so creamy and hydrating. My lips don't feel dry, and it's just very comfortable to wear. I don't even feel like I have anything on my lips. The next one that I have is the Lip Plumping Gloss, and this is in the color Mocha Twist. It is a very pretty nude shade. So let's see. It's definitely sticky and it has some color. It has a slight tingle to it, but I don't really feel it burning like for example, my City lips. This one burns. This one has more of a tickle and I don't mind it. It's almost pepperminty. It is just a slight tint. It doesn't have much to it. So if you're looking more for a lightweight lip color, this would be great. And it's not going to stay. You'll have to reapply it. The last one I have is a tinted lip oil, and this is in the color Nude Kiss. That is not sticky at all. My lips feel extremely hydrated, and it's just kind of like your lips, but better. Maybe like a slight pinkish tint. This is the lip oil. Here is the lip gloss right over here. The lip oil is exactly as it says. It just feels very lightweight and like an oil. Definitely something you're gonna have to reapply, but it's really pretty. So I think I'm just gonna keep this shade on. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you have a lovely week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.